Duncan with the interception for the Bucks. Number 8, Landon Cutler, pass complete to number 1, Dalen Garrett. Good for a Covington touchdown. For a Covington touchdown. Number 40, Trent Haver carries the ball for a Covington first down. Carries the ball in for a Covington touchdown.
Welcome to the Week 12 of the Bucks Report of the 2025 season. The Covington Buccaneers closed out the regular season in a loss to Lehman Catholic, 48-34. And obviously, Coach, what hurt us the most was the 5 turnovers we had in that game.
Yeah, and that's a big part. So we preach a lot is win the turnover battle. You can't do that in win games, especially that many.
Well, what was impressive with our kids was the maximum effort. I mean, those kids were really animated the entire game. And granted, we made some mistakes, but it never really relented their effort.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Our core value of work is something that we pride ourselves on, how we carry ourselves, how we do stuff. Like we say, the behavior that goes with that is straight for 6. And so that's always been huge for our kids. And I love the way they play with that.
Well, what was really cool also was the way we started off the game. We were ahead 14-0 at the end of the first quarter. Actually, we could have been ahead 2 more touchdowns at that time, but the fact that we were ahead 14-0 at the end of the first quarter was a huge impact.
Yeah, at 14-0, and you could just feel the momentum was shifting our way big time. Like you mentioned, we didn't know drive. We drew the field and didn't score on. We didn't miss field goal. To where like we were consistently moving the ball the entire time. Just missed some opportunities here and there to capitalize on those things, but like. I think it's a big shout out to the effort they gave and then the toughness they showed just to keep coming and keep coming and keep coming and keep coming.
Well, and then it was 14-12 at halftime, and then the third quarter, Lehman, they had some huge plays. Their quarterback and their receiver, they are so talented, and they had some big plays in the third quarter. But our kids never relented; they just kept trying to score. Yeah,
they kept getting after man, and I thought we played. I know we gave up 40-some points. We gave up, but I thought defensively we actually played okay for the most part. A lot of their points came off of like one big play here. It was, it wasn't like they didn't drive the field consistently and just keep chunking us and chunking us. It was we played really well and we get into third down and they pop a big play off for a touchdown kind of thing. So like overall, the relentless effort the kids shown was there. It's just one little mistake here and there that kind of turned into big plays.
Well, some of the big plays it was defensively where I think we forced 3 turnovers. I know Philip McMackin had an interception, and then didn't we have 2 fumble recoveries?
Yeah.
One, I think both of them were forced by Tyler Palsgrove.
Yeah, and then we had the onside kick too.
So the onside kick. Yeah. So
we had 4 extra possessions we gained because of effort, because of how the kids play.
Well, and this is the first game that I can remember where our special teams didn't hurt us.
Yeah.
It looks like our special teams really improved a lot in that game.
Big time, yeah, big time.
Okay, so here we are. We are 5-5, and fortunately, we qualified for the playoffs. We weren't sure if we were going to get the playoffs if we lost that game. We lost it. The kids were really crushed at the end of the game, but then later that night, we found out we're in the playoffs at number 12. So it's impressive how this team was able to overcome so much adversity with all those injuries throughout the year and get into the playoffs. Yeah. That's impressive.
I couldn't agree more, man. It's there's not a group of kids that deserve more than they do. The time and effort they put in, the commitment, the sacrifice to get one more extra week together is awesome. So we're grateful for that we get that chance and opportunity to get one more week together, to grow, to be the memories and all the great stuff together for one more week.
Well, and a huge impact, I thought, on the team were 3 key freshmen. Ryan Brown, Cutler, Robbins, and Cooper Turner, which are 3 kids I'm going to talk to in this edition. But those 3 freshmen had a huge impact on our season.
Yeah, that's an understatement probably. I look at like all 3 of them are like Ryan Brown, coming in as a freshman. We had, unfortunately Parker Schaeffer got hurt early in the summertime. Took him out for the season, and Ryan Brown stepped in right away. It's always a little bit nerve-wracking starting a freshman on the line, especially, right? And the way that Ryan Brown has responded to starting, like you would look at him now. We're at week 11. You pick a random week 5 or 6 or 7, whatever it might have been, right? He looks like a normal varsity starter. You wouldn't guess he's a freshman by the way he's responding, the way he plays, and his attitude and his attention to detail is one thing that it's like. I always get to physically as a freshman, right? But his attention to detail, to come in and to like focus, to want to get better, to strive, that's huge. He grades out one of our best grade outs every week. And Cooper Turner's a sitting linebacker, right? Like he's fought his way to earn some more playing time and eventually start some games as a freshman. And that's been earned. That was not one where somebody got hurt. It was one he just kept coming in, showing up, and working his tail off to get where he's at, right? And he grades out as a linebacker, like one of our better linebackers most weeks. And then we get Cutler Robbins. Another thing, we had another unfortunate injury last week that took another lineman out. We're a little low in numbers, so we had to go to a freshman, and it was kind of cool when his response to having to start. A lot of freshmen, you would see the deer in the headlights, right? Like, oh my gosh, like I gotta play varsity, and it's scary. Cutler just smiles. All right, let's go. I'm sure there's some nervous butterflies in there a little bit, but his natural response is just to say, all right, let's get it. Let's go fight. And he had a great game Friday. He actually had a really high grade out too. I think he's one of our higher grade outs as an lineman. So it's just typically with freshmen, you throw them out there and they're just like scared to be in the field, right? And part of freshman year is getting over that scaredness. And a lot of these guys have done it early and have responded the right way. And it's cool to see the growth that they've had just mentally in football.
Well, what was really cool is in the first quarter, I'm shooting pictures and taking videos and stuff of the game. And one of the pictures, I'm shooting the running back coming up the gut, which was Jordan Miller. And when I got it on my computer, looked in the background, there's Cutler Robbins had pancaked a defensive lineman. Yeah. And I thought, here's a freshman in the first quarter, pancakes a defensive lineman. That's pretty cool. Yeah, it's a fun group of and we mentioned those 3, and there's a lot more too in that group that are just awesome kids that have really bought in. And we won't play 3 JV games, so they've got a ton of reps. But they just show up every day, they just work, man. And they grind at it, they get better. So it's an awesome group, that freshman class. Okay, so here we are in the playoffs. We're traveling to Coldwater for the 2nd straight year. And I remember last year when we played at Coldwater, they were all seniors. And we were kind of deer in the headlights at the beginning of the game, but then we, once you talk to the kids in that first quarter, they settled down and started playing hard. So here we are. I'm kind of glad we're playing Coldwater because now we get an opportunity to see how much we've improved over the past year against the same team. That's been a big talking point for us. Some people might look at it, if you're the 12 seed or last year the 16 seed, which 12 team is hard to make playoff now, but if you're the bottom seed, to be like a kind of what was me mentality, when we told our kids Saturday morning, what seed we are, who we got, it was kind of cool. They were jacked up. They were excited to play Coldwater. Just mainly to see, I think they know, we all know, the amount of time and work and sacrifice they put in this whole season to just get better, right? And then just to go see where you're at. Go take a shot at Coldwater and see how much better you've grown over the last year from then to now, right? It's a great measuring stick for us to see that kind of stuff. So we're all pretty grateful for the opportunity to go play Coldwater. I know some people might look at it as it's a MAC school, or scary MAC school and all that stuff, right? But I think our kids are pretty relentless in the idea of we just want to get better. We want to go compete, whoever that is, whether you're the returning state champion or whether you're an 0-10 somebody else, right? Let's go compete. Let's go find out how good we can be, how aggressive and how tough we can be in these games. Well, hopefully, I think the key for our team in this is giving maximum effort, which they've done the majority of the season. And number 2 is not to shoot ourselves in the foot with turnovers and penalties.
Yeah.
And hopefully, if we can do that, we'll have success in that game.
Yeah, it'd be awesome to see that.
Okay, well, up next, I'm going to talk to three of those key freshmen who had a huge impact on the Buccaneers' success in qualifying for the state playoffs. Welcome back to the Bucks Report. I'm here with three key freshmen who have had a huge impact on the season this year, getting the Bucks into the playoffs. So you guys, as freshmen, were able to get on the field. We've had some injuries, but then you guys earned your spot on the field throughout the majority of the season. So each one of you guys, can you just talk about your experience playing as a freshman at the varsity level?
Well, you know, it takes a while to like kind of get used to playing high school. So you first get in and you're like, man, there's no way I can compete with these people. I mean, they're moving so much quicker than me and they're so much stronger. But then you get used to it, and then you build that strength over time, and you really get used to all the practices and how it works. And then you learn the plays, and you start developing yourself as like a mental player, and then it just keeps growing from there and keep getting better. And then once someone gets hurt, it's like you're the next person up, and you have to be ready to go and fulfill that spot.
When like Parker went out at the beginning of the season, obviously coming in I was a little nervous just because I've never done it. But as the seasons went on, I feel like I've got better, and it's just coming like more natural, like starting and playing against people that are bigger, faster, stronger than me. Like I think it's getting way easier as the games keep going, and I honestly really like playing varsity.
I just think it was a great opportunity for me to play and just show off like what I can do, and I just think it's been awesome to get in there and just all around.
Okay, so Cutler, last Friday, you started against Lehman. And our running game, we accumulated, both of you two started on the offensive line, Ryan Brown and Cutler Robbins here. And our running game tallied around 270-something yards, a little over 270 yards. A lot of it is because of your guys' impact. So can you just talk about what you guys were able to do to excel our running backs, our quarterback and our running back in the rushing game?
So, you know, a big part of our plays and what we run is we pull a lot. You have to be ready, you have to go, you have to know what you're doing, you have to kick out, you're supposed to kick out, right? And coming in, it was like, man, I'm kind of scared to do that because my first ever start, one of the biggest games of the year, contending for a host playoff game, it was pretty scary. But then I was like, well, this is my job, I have to do it. So after that first series, I'm like, man, I'm loose, I'm ready to go. I come out and I just keep hammering it, keep hitting the guy across from me, and I'm doing whatever I can, just keep him away from my running back.
I think it's just our team chemistry. Like our O-line works really well together, so I feel like when somebody messes up, we get on each other and it gets fixed pretty quickly. So I feel like that's why our run game's been pretty good. When someone messes up, we all get on each other. So I think that's why.
Okay, so Cooper Turner, you're a key linebacker, and you've started several of the games. I can't remember exactly all the games you started. I think it was around the Miami East or Riverside game, and you've had a huge impact defensively for the Covington football program. Can you talk about your mentality on the defense as a linebacker?
I just think I go into every game knowing that I need to be physical, especially if the guys across me are bigger than me. I just need to know that I need to give 100% every play and trust my coaches, trust the coaching that I have been given, and just follow what they say.
Okay, so here we are. We made the playoffs, which is really critical according to all the injuries we've had throughout the year and the adversity that the entire team has overcome. To qualify for the playoffs is huge, and we're playing at Coldwater. So how excited are you guys and the rest of the team about playing at Coldwater in the playoffs?
I think we're pretty excited, but obviously we didn't get to play them last year, but the people that are older than us are excited to get another shot at redeeming themselves from last year after just see how much they've grown and all that, and just the improvements we've made over the year.
I think we're all pretty excited because, obviously on Friday we all thought our season was over, and finding out, that we get to play Coldwater. We obviously, like you said, we obviously didn't get to play them last year, but I feel like it'll be something that we can see where we're at the end of the season. And obviously, we played New Bremen beat them. I feel like, and when we play New Bremen, there's a lot of people out, so I feel like it'll show us really where we're at.
I'm pretty excited personally, and that's because Coldwater comes from the MAC, right? Everyone comes in saying, well, they're from the MAC, they're going to be really good. But this year, I've been watching film on them, and I feel like we have a really good chance at them. And I think that if we just stick to our reads and we stick to our coaching, I feel like we'll be okay. And obviously, we're freshmen, so we didn't get to play them last year. We don't really have that chip on our shoulder like the upperclassmen do, but I feel like we need to get the same energy as them so we can go out there and perform our best.
Okay, so I got one more question for you guys, and it's really critical for the future of the football program. We have 3 seniors that are going to graduate at the end of the year. Hopefully it's later in the end of the year. Hopefully we make a run in the playoffs. But when those 3 seniors graduate, there's a lot of 8th graders that you guys played with last year in junior high. What are you guys going to do to try to convince all those 8th graders to come out at the high school level?
I feel like there's no question most of them are already coming back. I mean, we had week 10 last week when we had all the 8th graders come in for practice.
Yeah.
We had the whole 8th grade team to come at practice, and everyone showed up. We didn't have any missing people, and they were all there, and it looked like they were all willing to play and willing to come out next year and just be a part of the team.
I feel like Coach Morgan letting them come in last week, to see how everything is. I feel like that is going to get a lot of them to play. Like seeing how all of us work together and how close our team is, I feel like they'll want to be a part of that. But I'm honestly kind of excited next year to play with all of them.
I feel like just the bond our team has made and the connections over the season we've made and showing them that I feel like they just want to be a part of that and part of a brotherhood.
Well, hey, these are 3 really talented freshmen that put in a lot of time, a lot of effort, and they've had a huge impact on the success of the Buccaneers getting into the playoffs. Up next, I'm going to talk to 2 players that the Buccaneers have lost earlier in the season due to season-ending injuries, Parker Schaeffer and Parker Hoying. We're back with the Bucks Report, and I'm with 2 key junior players, Parker Hoying right here and Parker Schaeffer. 2 players that before the first season opening game started, they were injured for the entire season, unfortunately. So guys, you guys have put in a lot of work to try to improve and increase your injury situation. Can you kind of explain what you've done to get better health-wise?
Yeah, so I go to PT every week, getting back in the flow of things, doing my things I'm supposed to be doing. Outside of that too, I get a list and I do them, and then so I just keep on the grind.
Same. I go to PT 2 to 3 times a week, and even after, I do all the workouts they tell me to do, and then I go to the gym and run every day to keep in shape.
Okay, you guys, to prepare for your junior season this year, you guys put in a lot of time to get ready for the season. Can you kind of let's go back from the end of your sophomore season to the beginning of the junior season, what you guys have done to prepare yourself?
We had skill sessions on every Sunday, and I went to every single one of those. Did a lot of off-season lifting to get bigger and stronger. And during the summer, we had 7-on-7s, and those helped get us game ready. And then even during we had basketball and so intermixed with basketball and football, it was just a lot of staying active and being ready for the summer and the season.
Yeah, same way he said, going to off-season workouts and skill sessions, and then just staying in the gym, really, outside of, football, so being on my own, working out also, and just trying to stay healthy for the most part.
Okay, so Parker Hoying, you going into this season, you're going to be a really key receiver, you and Dalen Garrett, of course, and then you're also going to be a really key defensive back. So there have been some other players that came in your spot according to your injury, and they've improved throughout the year. So what have you done to try to help them improve?
So I kind of look at myself and look what I did to get better and all that, and I kind of like tell them what they need to do. Like if they mess up, I go tell them to do, give them their push-ups. James Cutler in the receiver spot now, he's definitely improved a lot from last season, and definitely filled that spot. And same with Johnny Miller, he's been being a dog out there. I mean, I wouldn't want nobody else to take my spot, and I mean, at some point they like get so good it's where like they don't mess up no more, and so I'm kind of just there now.
Okay, well, Parker Schaeffer, you are a really key offensive lineman, and we had other offensive linemen that got injured and were out early in the season. It really suffered us as a team because we were 0-4 at one point, and at that time we had a lot of offensive linemen out. But there has been some key young players, some freshmen and sophomores, that have been on the offensive line, and they have gotten better throughout the year. So what have you done, or what have you mentioned to them to try to help them grow and develop?
Oh, well, starting with Ryan Brown, really it stands. At the beginning of the year, just wasn't great, but, as a freshman, you don't really expect that great of a stance or starting point. But I think I always told him to stay out after practice, and we always worked on his stance and his mobility on 60s, so passing and stuff. And also Gibson at center, I made him do his footwork, so his snaps are straight, and also the way you snap it also helped him fix it so it's accurate.
Okay, so here you guys are. You have, and we're in the playoffs. Fortunately, we're in the playoffs as a football team, but you guys also have another year ahead of you. So what is your guys' goal next season?
As a team?
As a team, individual, whatever you guys want.
As a team, we definitely want to be back here again. I mean keep progressing through regionals and regionals, and then we'll go. My individual goal is to become better as a leader again, because that was my big thing going into my junior season before I got hurt. It was just becoming that leader, and I think I can still fill that role of being a leader of the team.
As a team, I think one of our biggest goals is to get a home playoff game. I haven't had one in a while, and I know we was really close to it this year, and it bummed a lot of us out that we couldn't play again, especially the seniors. It did. So I think we definitely are striving for that as a team. And individual is really to just be able to motivate and have all my linemen be ready and focus every play.
Okay, well, I want to thank you guys because, even though you guys had a season-ending injury, you guys showed up at a lot of the practices outside of when you have to go to the doctor or whatever. So that's really impressive because a lot of kids wouldn't have done that, and it's really cool you guys are team first. So for Ben Robinson, Parker Schaeffer, Parker Hoying, good night.
Go Bucks.